Hello students, in last two lectures we have studied the active element, passive element, linearity, non-linearity, unilateral, bilateral. Then we studied the Kirchhoff current law and the Kirchhoff voltage law. As you know, the Kirchhoff current law, it is simply based on the conservation of charge, and the KVL, it is based on the conservation of energy. Today we will start the application of KCL and KVL to solve the network. Clear? As I told you that the mesh analysis, it is based on Kirchhoff voltage law, and the nodal analysis, it is based on the Kirchhoff current law. Clear? So we are starting the Kirchhoff voltage law based analysis, that is called the mesh analysis. This is the mesh analysis. Mesh analysis. Clear? For example, we are making a circuit network. This is the E1. Say this is the R1. Say this is R2. It is the another source. Say this is the E2. Say this is R3. This is R4. Here a source, that is the E3, and it is R5. This is R6, and say it is like this. Clear? Now you will see we have to solve the network with the help of mesh analysis. Clear? What is the basic law? That is the mesh analysis. It is based on the KVL. Clear? It will solve in the following steps. First, select the mesh. Select the mesh. Clear? You will see this is the mesh 1, this is the mesh 2, and this is the mesh 3. Clear? Select the mesh and mark 1, 2, 3. That means this is the mesh 1, this is the mesh 2, and this is mesh 3. Clear? Now we will put the mesh current. Clear? This is the I1, this is I2, and this is I3. Clear? Always remember that we can take the all current either clockwise, either anti-clockwise, and you can take one in clockwise, in other mesh it will be anti-clockwise, and so on. Clear? But preferably we do the all mesh current, that is the I1, I2, and I3. Clear? Now we will apply the first, select the mesh, second, and write the mesh current. Write the mesh current. Mesh currents, that is the I1, I2, and I3. Clear? That means in mesh 1 the dominating current is I1, in mesh 2 dominating current is I2, in mesh 2 dominating current is I3. Clear? Now we will write the equation. First, apply KVL. Apply KVL in mesh 1. KVL in mesh 1. Clear? Now we will apply. What is the drop? Here the current is I1. R1 is the resistance. Clear? Then this is the I1 R1 plus I1. ध्यान से देखिए, it is very important. Here the current is coming downward, the I2 is current, out is going upward. Clear? Now for the mesh 1, the I1 is dominating current. That means it will be written as I1 minus I2 into R2. Now the voltage source. Here the 3 voltage sources. Clear? 2 voltage sources, E1 and E2. The mesh current is I1. Now you will see the E1 it is going from negative to positive. This is negative, this is positive, and it is written E1. Here the current is going from plus to minus, and it will be written as E1 minus I2. This is the equation number 1. Now you will see, I am underlining this. Clear? You will see, when we apply KVL in mesh 2. KVL in mesh 2. Clear? Now you will see, what is the drop in R3? That is the I2, clear, R3. Plus, what is the drop in R4? That is the I2 downward, I3 upward, and it will be the I2 minus I3 into R4 plus, in this you will see, for R2, which is the dominating current of the mesh 2? I2. Clear? That means here the drop will be I2 minus I1 into R2. Clear? And that is equal to the, here the I2 is coming from negative to positive. Clear? That means this will be the E2, E3, this will be E3 minus, here the negative to positive, and it is going from negative to positive. That means it will be written as the E3 plus E2. Clear? Now you will see, I1 minus I2 into R2. Here the I2 minus I1 into R2. Here we are taking the I1 minus I2 because the I1 is dominating current. In mesh 2, we are writing the I2 minus I1. Clear? That means in mesh 2, the dominating current is I2. Clear? Here you will see, if we see, what is the E3? The current is entering from the negative and exit from the positive. It is taken as positive. Here again the current is going from negative to positive. Clear? And we are taking the plus V2. But in reference of the mesh 1, you will see the I1 is going from positive to negative. That's why we are putting here the minus E2. Clear? That means when we write the mesh equation, we will see it is the dominating current and we will move accordingly. Clear? Now the apply KVL in mesh 3. Apply KVL in mesh 3. In mesh 3. ध्यान से देखिए, in mesh 3, what is the current in the R5? That is the I3, and it will be the I3 R5 plus I3 into R6 plus, what is the drop? I3 is positive, I2 is negative, because the I3 is the dominating current for the mesh 3, and it will be the I3, clear, minus I2 into, कितना आ जाएगा? R4, that is equal to, here you will see the I3 is going from positive to negative. Positive to negative, that means this will be the minus I3. Clear? This is the minus I3. And it out? Clear? Say, sorry, this is the E4. Clear? This is the E3. So what is this? Positive to negative, minus E3. And what is this? This is the minus E4. That means this is the equation number 1, this is the equation number 2, and this is the equation number 3. Clear? By solving these equation, clear, we will get the value of the I1, I2 and I3. Clear? This is the method, and we will solve with a small example. Then we will take more harder problem. You will see, understand what is the mesh analysis, select the mesh, write the mesh current, I1, I2, I3, apply KVL in mesh 1, apply KVL in mesh 2, apply KVL in mesh 3, and we are writing the equation accordingly the polarity. Clear? When we solve the equation 1, 2, 3, that means there are the 3 unknown, I1, I2, I3, and you will get the solution. Any doubt? Clear? These equations, it can be solved with the help of the calculator. Clear? That means suppose there are the two unknown, it will be the a1x plus b1y plus c1 is a1x plus b1y is equal to the c1, a2x plus b2y is equal to c2, a3x plus b3y a1x plus b1y is equal to c1, a2x plus b2y that is equal to c2. Now we have to solve these equations with the help of the calculator. Then first of all go to the mode and press until it comes equation. Clear? You will see in equation there will be appearing in 1. When you press the 1, it demands the number of unknown, and there the number of unknown are 2 or 3. If there are the 2 unknown, then you will put the 2, then he will demand the value of the a1, then press equal to, then he will demand the b1, c1 according to the a2, b2 and c2. When you will put the all values of the a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2, when we press the equal to, we will get the first value, that is the x, and the second value, it will be y. Clear? Now we will solve a small example with the help of mesh analysis. Please, this is a source of 16 volt. Clear? This is the 5 ohm. Clear? This is the 2 ohm. This is 2 ohm, 10 ohm, 10 ohm. This is the 8 volt, 8 volt. Clear? Now we have to solve this network using the mesh analysis. Clear? It is clear that there are the two meshes. This is the mesh 1 and this is the mesh 2. Clear? Now we will mark the circulating current, mesh circulating current. Say this is the I1 and this is the I2. Clear? When we put the KVL, apply KVL in mesh 1. In mesh 1, you will see what is the equation? 5 into I1, that is the 5I1 plus 2 I1 downward, I2 upward, that is equal to the I1 minus I2. Here the current is going from the negative to positive, and we will take, it will be the 16. Clear? Or you can say it is the 7I1 minus 2I2 that is equal to the 16. This is the equation number 1. Clear? Now in this mesh 2, find the KVL. That means the apply KVL. Clear? In mesh 2. KVL in mesh 2. Clear? ध्यान से देखिए, what is the equation? Drop in 10 ohm resistance, it is the 10I2. Clear? Plus 2 into I2 minus I1. Understand? Here for the mesh 1, the dominating current is I1. So that is the I1 minus I2. Clear? But in mesh 2, dominating current is I2. That will be the 2I2 minus I1. Here, what will happen? Here the current is going from positive to negative, and it will be written as minus 8. Say this is the equation number 2. Clear? When you solve these two equations, देखिए 10I2 plus 2I2 minus I1, that is the minus 2I1 plus 12I2, that is equal to the minus 8. This is the equation number 2. Clear? When you solve these equations, you will get the value of I1 and I2. This is called the solving the network with the help of mesh analysis. Clear? Now we will see the another problem. Say Now we will take another example which is more complicated. This example, please see. It is a very good example and the circuit looks like it is very complicated, but we will use here with the help of the source transformation. Clear? That is, say this is the current source. Clear? And the current source is 5 ampere. Clear? Here, this is a resistance having the value of the 5 ohm. Clear? Here, this is the 10 ohm. 10 ohm. Here a source, that is the 10 volt. This is 3 ohm. Now this is the 20 volt and this is the 2 ohm. Clear? Now we have to find the current in 2 ohm resistance using the mesh analysis. Clear? What we have to do? We have to find the current in 2 ohm resistance. Current in 2 ohm resistance using mesh analysis. Using mesh analysis. Clear? To solve this network, we have to use the mesh analysis. Clear? Here you will see, what is this? This is the current source. Clear? When we have to convert this current source into voltage source, then what will happen? What is the voltage source voltage? That is the 5 into 5, 25 volt, and this resistance, it will become in the series. Clear? Now you will see what will happen. We will apply, this is the voltage source. Clear? And this resistance which is connected in parallel, it will become in this, like this is the 5 ohm and this will be the 25 volt. Clear? Now this equation, this circuit shows there are the 2 meshes. Clear? What is that? This is the circulating current I1 and this is the circulating current I2. Clear? This is the mesh 1, this is mesh 1 and this is the mesh 2. Clear? Now we will make the equation 5 I1. Clear? Mesh 1. Mesh 1. Apply KVL in mesh 1. Remember, what is the current passing through 5 ohm? I1. That means the drop is the 5 I1 plus 10 I1, 10 I1 plus in 3 ohm resistance, the downward current is I1 and I2 is going upward. That will be equal to the 3 into I1 minus I2. We are taking the positive I1 because we are considering the I1 which is the dominating current. Now we have to write the voltage drop. You will see here the I1 is coming from negative to positive. That means this is the 25. Clear? And here the current is going from the positive to negative. That is the 25 minus 10. Clear? If we solve this, 10, 5, 15, 3, 18. This is the 18 I1 minus 3 I2, 25, subtract 10 and this will be the 15. This is the equation number 1. Clear? Now the applied KVL. Applied KVL in mesh 2. In mesh 2. Clear? In mesh 2 you will see what is the drop in 2 ohm resistance. That is the 2 I2. Clear? What is the drop in 3 ohm? That is the 3 I2 minus I1. Clear? Here I1 minus I2, because in the mesh 1 the dominating current is I1 and in mesh 2 the dominating current is I2 which is going upward and the downward, that is the 3 I2 minus I1, that is equal to, here you will see the current is entering from negative to positive. Clear? Then what will happen? We will write this as the negative or the positive. It will be the positive, negative 2, positive, that is equal to 20. Clear? Or you will get minus 3I1 plus 3 plus 2, 5, 5I2, that is equal to 20, and this is the second equation. When you solve these equation 1 and 2, you will get the, what is the value of I1 and I2. Clear? When we get the value of the I1 and I2, then what is the current passing through the 2 ohm resistance? That is the I2. That means after solving the equation 1 and 2, we will get the value of the I1 and I2, and we are getting the 2 ohm resistance. Clear? Any doubt? Clear? And now we will take an example of the 3 meshes. We will take the example of 3 meshes. Yes. It is an example when we are using the 3 meshes. Clear? Here in first we use the 2 meshes. In second we convert the AC current source into voltage source. Again it was of the 2 meshes, but it is an example of 3 meshes. Clear? Now in this you will see we have to find the current I. We have to find the current I using mesh analysis. Using mesh analysis. Clear? This question is asked in the various university examination. You will see there are the 3 meshes. First of all we will mark this is the 1, this is the 2, and this is the 3, and the mesh current, this is the I1, this is the I2, and this is the I3. Clear? Mesh 1, mesh 2, and mesh 3. Now you will see this I3, I1, I2, I3. Clear? Now we have to find the current I. Clear? Then we can do the I3. When we calculate the I3, it will be equal to I. That means we have to find the value of the I3, then we will get the value of the I. Clear? We can do also like this. This I3, it can be taken as I. Clear? But we are starting from the I1, I2 mesh current, then we are taking the I3, then we will put the I that is equal to the I3. Clear? Now you will see in mesh 1. Please make the equation. What is the drop in 6 ohm? This is the 6I1. Clear? It is for mesh 1. Clear? And what we are applying? We are applying the KVL. What we are applying? We are applying the KVL. 6I1. Clear? Plus 1 into I1 minus I2. I1 downward, I2 upward. As the I1 is dominating, it will take in as the positive. I1 minus I2. Here the current is coming from negative to positive, and it will be the 10. Clear? If we simplify this, this is the 7I1 minus I2, that is equal to 10. This is the equation number 1. Clear? Mesh 2. Mesh 2. Apply KVL. Apply KVL. You will see what is the drop here in 2 ohm resistance. That is the 2I2. 2I2 plus what is the drop here? 3. I2 is the dominating current. It will take it as a positive. That is the I3 into I2 minus I3 plus here the I2 is dominating, and here the drop will be 1 into I2 minus I1. And what is the voltage source in this mesh? There is no mesh. Clear? There is no voltage source. That means we will put here 0. क्या करेंगे हम? We will put the 0. Clear? Understand? In mesh 1 we are taking the I1 minus I2. Here we are taking the I2 minus I1. Clear? In mesh 3. In mesh 3, applying the KVL. Clear? What is this? 10 I3. Clear? Drop in 10 ohm resistance. 10 I3. Clear? Any doubt? 10 I3 plus 3 I3 minus I2. I3 minus I2. What is this? 3I2 minus I3 for the mesh 2, as the I2 is dominating current. In mesh 3, I3 is dominating. It is the I3 minus I2, that is equal to the current is coming from positive to negative, and it will be written as the minus 20. Clear? If you will see for this, I1 minus I1, what is the I2? 3 to 5, 6 plus 6I2 minus 3I3, 3I3, that is equal to 0. This is the equation number 2. And then last, it will be the minus 3I2 plus 10, 3, 13, I3, that is equal to the minus 20. Clear? Here it can be solved with the help of the calculator. Clear? But you have to select the unknown 3. Clear? There will be the 2 digits, 2 or 3. Here the 3, and it will be like this: A1x plus B1y plus C1z is equal to D1. A2x plus B2y plus C2z is equal to D2. A3x plus B3y plus C3z is equal to D3. After putting the value of the A1, B1, C1, D1 and so on, then you will get the value of the x, then y, then z. Here the variables are I1, I2, I3. That means we will get the value of I1, we will get the value of the I2, and we will get the value of the I3. Clear? But we have to find the I. Here the I is equal to kitna hai? I3. Clear? That means the required value I, it will be the same as the I3, which will be your answer. Clear? Always remember, this mesh analysis, it is very important when we study the Thevenin theorem and the Norton's theorem. Then to calculate their voltage and required voltage and current, we will use the mesh analysis. Clear? It is all for today, and tomorrow in the next lecture we will discuss the nodal analysis. Clear? Thank you.